Hello world, and welcome to the second video in the Java Basics course brought to you by FTC team ToborTech. In this video, we will be covering a very important concept in programming, comments, which is something that you'll use over and over again throughout the rest of your programming journey. So without further ado, let's get started. To start off, what are comments in programming? Well, if we think about the code in our programs as instructions meant for the computers to run, then comments are basically text meant for humans to easily read and understand. Right now, our programs are fairly short, just a few lines of code. But as our programs get longer, it is entirely possible for us to forget what a particular line or section of the program does after a while of not looking at it. And in those situations, we can use comments to include human-readable explanations known as documentation among our code. So that's the first purpose of using comments in programming, is to write human-readable explanations that yourself and other people can easily understand. The second purpose of using comments is to comment out code that we don't need at the moment. Because comments are ignored by the Java compiler, commented out code will not be run either. Let's take a look at some examples of using comments in Java. The first type of comment in Java is a single line comment, which starts with 2 forward slashes. In this code block, we have 2 lines of code. The first line starts with 2 forward slashes, and you can see everything after those 2 forward slashes on the same line are grayed out. What that means is that when the Java compiler looks at this program, this entire line will be ignored, even though what I have highlighted right now is valid Java code. Because this is commented out, it won't be run. On line 2 of this program, we have system.out.println, and you can see we have colors in here. And what that means is that this is valid Java syntax, and this code will be run when we run this program. However, the second part of line 2 is grayed out, because we have 2 forward slashes in front of some random explanation. So everything after those 2 forward slashes will be ignored when we run this program. So on line 1, this is commenting out code that we don't need to run at the moment. And on line 2, this is writing documentation for this line of code. And a single line comment is great if we want to comment out a single line of code or write a single line of documentation, but there are also situations where you will need longer comments that are multiple lines. So we can use multi-line block comments for that. And block comment starts with a forward slash and an asterisk, and ends with an asterisk and a forward slash. Any and all text between those will be ignored when we run a program. So we can see our program is system.out.println. There's this multi-line comment above me. And indeed, we can see this multi-line comment starts with a forward slash and an asterisk, and ends with an asterisk and a forward slash. It says this is a multi-line comment ignored by the Java compiler. The following line is a print statement. And those 3 lines will not be looked at by the Java compiler when we run this program. Only line 4 will run. So now that we have learned about using comments in Java, let's practice what we learned today and also review what we learned about print statements from the last video by writing a short program that prints out some information and using comments to explain what that program does. Feel free to be creative and write whatever information you want to write using Java. Assuming you have tried that out on your own, here's a simple solution to that problem. We can see our program is going to use system.out.println to print out Java is a high-level, class-based, object-oriented programming language. And we have 2 comments in this program. The first one is a block comment, which starts with a forward slash and an asterisk, and ends with an asterisk and a forward slash. It says, this program prints out a sentence describing the Java programming language. The second comment in this program is a single line comment, so 2 forward slashes. The lines above contain a multi-line comment. To demonstrate what will happen if we run this program, I have placed this code inside of the online Java editor from Replit. And you can see we have it inside the main method. So those are the lines we're interested in. If I run this program, you'll notice the lines 3, 4, and 5 are entirely ignored because they don't give any output. Because, well, these are comments. And the only output we get is from line 6, which will print out Java is a high-level, class-based, object-oriented programming language, exactly how we want it. And that's how comments work in Java. To summarize today's video, comments are extremely important to any program that you'll ever write. And correctly using comments can not only increase code readability, but also help others understand what your program does. So always make sure to include comments whenever they are needed. And that's it for this lesson on comments in Java programming. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and share this video with your friends. With that said, thank you very much for watching, and we hope to see you in our next video.